For Windsor and Essex County, mornings weren't complete without Hannah Witherbee's voice. Her familiar greeting was the unofficial start to the day for thousands, a comforting presence that made even the earliest hours feel a little brighter. Whether you were driving to work, making breakfast, or just waking up, Hannah's voice was there, warm, energetic, and unmistakably local. She was more than a radio host. She was a companion, a friend, and the heart of Virgin Radio Windsor. Listeners tuned in not just for music or news, but for the genuine connection she offered. Her laughter was infectious, her empathy real, and her ability to make everyone feel included was unmatched. Hannah had a rare gift, making every listener feel like she was speaking just to them. She remembered birthdays, celebrated local heroes, and always had a kind word for those facing tough times. Her show felt like a conversation with a close friend, no matter who you were. Her stories, laughter, and warmth turned her show into a daily ritual, a shared space for the whole community. Families, students, and workers alike found comfort in her familiar tone, and her ability to unite people from all walks of life was truly special. She brought Windsor to life on the air, blending humour, curiosity, and genuine connection. Her interviews with local guests, playful banter with co-hosts, and thoughtful commentary on community events made every broadcast feel alive and relevant. When you thought of local radio, you thought of Hannah. Her name became synonymous with Windsor mornings, and her dedication to her listeners set a standard for what radio could be. Today, as we look back on her time at the station, her impact is undeniable. She shaped the sound of the city, inspired countless others, and left a legacy that continues to echo through the airwaves. This is the story of how one voice brought a city together, how Hannah Witherbee became the heartbeat of Windsor's mornings, and why her presence will always be remembered. Hannah Witherbee's journey to Virgin Radio Windsor was built on passion, perseverance, and a deep love for storytelling. From the very beginning, she dreamed of sharing her voice with the world, and radio became her chosen stage. As a child, Hannah was captivated by radio's unique power to connect people. Strangers brought together by music, laughter, and conversation. She would spend hours listening to her favourite hosts, imagining herself behind the microphone, reaching out to listeners across the city. Determined to make her dream a reality, Hannah worked tirelessly behind the scenes. She learned every aspect of broadcasting, from running the audio board to producing segments, always eager to absorb new skills and find her own unique voice in the industry. Her big break finally came at Virgin Radio Windsor, a station that matched her vibrant energy and creative spirit. It was the opportunity she had been working toward, and she was ready to make the most of it. Stepping into the studio for the first time, Hannah felt a rush of excitement and possibility. She knew she was about to create something special for Windsor, a show that would bring people together every morning. For Hannah, this wasn't just a job. It was a chance to become a true part of the Windsor community. She wanted to be more than a voice on the air. She wanted to be a friend, a neighbour, and a source of positivity for her listeners. She embraced Windsor with open arms, attending local events, meeting listeners face to face, and sharing stories that mattered to the city. In return, Windsor embraced her, welcoming her as one of their own. Hannah's arrival marked the beginning of a new era for Virgin Radio Windsor and its loyal listeners. Her energy and warmth brought a fresh perspective to the station, inspiring both her team and her audience. The stage was set for Hannah to become the defining voice of morning radio in Windsor, a voice that would wake up the city day after day with optimism, laughter, and a genuine love for the community she now called home. The Hannah Witherbee Show was more than just a playlist. It was a daily ritual for so many people across Windsor. Every morning, listeners tuned in, not just for the latest hits, but for a sense of belonging and a familiar voice to start their day. It was a daily connection, a thread that tied together commuters, families, and friends, all sharing the same moments and stories as they went about their routines. Hannah's relatable, down-to-earth style made her feel like a friend, not a distant celebrity. She greeted everyone with warmth, making even new listeners feel instantly welcome. She shared real stories from her life, funny mishaps, heartfelt confessions, and everyday triumphs, inviting listeners to laugh, reflect, and sometimes even cry with her. The show was interactive. Callers, texts, and social media made everyone part of the conversation. Listeners' voices and opinions mattered, and Hannah made sure they were heard. Her infectious laughter and genuine reactions set her apart in a world of polished media. She wasn't afraid to let her true self shine through, even when things got a little messy or unpredictable. She wasn't afraid to be silly or vulnerable, making her even more endearing. Whether she was cracking a joke or sharing a tough moment, she did it with honesty and heart. The show radiated positivity and community spirit, a bright spot in busy mornings. It brought people together, creating a sense of unity and optimism that lingered long after the show ended. Hannah celebrated Windsor's good news, spotlighting local heroes and uplifting stories, and offered a moment of escape from the stresses of daily life. The music was the backdrop, but her warmth, humour, and genuine connection were the soul of the show. It was these moments that listeners cherished most. That's what made her show a must-listen every weekday, a place where everyone felt like they belonged, and every morning felt a little bit brighter. Unforgettable moments defined Hannah's show, especially the unscripted ones. Whether it was a fit of giggles or a flubbed word, she turned mistakes into shared laughter. Listener games and challenges, like dad joke contests or Friday dance parties, brought the community together. Beyond the fun, she celebrated listeners' triumphs, making their victories feel like everyone's. Her empathy shone in heartfelt conversations, and her interviews felt like chats with friends. Hannah's authenticity made every moment memorable. From on-air gaffes to genuine connections, she wove a rich tapestry of community. That's what made her show unforgettable. Hannah knew her platform came with responsibility, and she used it for good. She championed local charities, businesses, and events, making sure good news spread fast. Her presence extended beyond the studio. She was a familiar face at community events. Hannah's pride in Windsor was infectious, celebrating everything from local pizza to the riverfront. She mobilized listeners for causes, acting as a bridge between those in need and those who could help. Her commitment to service was a cornerstone of her show. Hannah wasn't just a host, she was a community builder. She made Windsor stronger and more connected. Radio isn't always easy. Hannah faced early mornings, technical glitches, and constant pressure. She brought energy and positivity, even on tough days, showing true professionalism. When things went wrong, she handled it with humour and grace, turning mishaps into moments of connection. Staying fresh in a changing media landscape meant constant innovation, new segments, social media, and creative ideas. She navigated criticism with resilience, focusing on what mattered, her listeners. Hannah's adaptability and spirit kept her show relevant and beloved. She proved that great radio is about heart, not just a perfect broadcast. Her challenges only made her connection with Windsor stronger. Though Hannah's voice is no longer on Virgin Radio Windsor, her legacy lives on. She set a new standard for what a local radio host could be: authentic, caring, and community-focused. Her show was a space for laughter, connection, and local pride. Hannah embodied the role of neighbour and friend, not just broadcaster. The blueprint she created continues to shape Windsor Radio. Future hosts will be measured by the bar she set for engagement and community spirit. Her impact echoes in the lives she touched and the city she celebrated. Hannah became part of Windsor's story, her positive energy still inspiring others. Her legacy is a reminder of the magic local radio can bring to a community,